All right. Well, hi, Carrie.
Hi, good morning.
Thanks for joining me out here in Lake Charles
Thank you.
at U.S. Sports Congress. So, yeah, casual conversation today. But to kick us off, want to give us a little introduction about yourself?
All right. Well, as you said, I'm Carrie Rivera, and I work in the fast pitch division for Triple Crown Sports. And it's funny because prior to working for Triple Crown, I was in the early childhood profession.
Okay.
So I did that for 25 years before I came on and worked for Triple Crown Sports.
Gotcha. So youth is a constant for you then.
Youth is a constant for
Very
me.
cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
That is fair.
So 25 years at Triple Crown.
15 years with
Or
Triple
15,
Crown.
15 at Triple Crown.
Yep.
Very cool. And over the 15 years, like what was some of the biggest changes or things you've seen?
Oh, goodness. I started out for Triple Crown, and what they brought me on to do was work for, well, it was Triple Crown, but we bought out an event in Florida
Okay.
called Rising Stars.
Okay.
And so that's kind of what brought me on. And it was the first time Triple Crown had actually purchased something
Oh.
versus starting something from the ground up.
Right, right.
So I worked through that. And probably the biggest change, I would say, is, believe it or not, it's that lodging component.
Okay.
It really is,
Yeah,
because we found out probably when I started in 2008. By 2010,
Mhm.
we realized that you could not really make this a full-time living
Yeah.
if all you ever did was charge the customer for the event, the
Right.
registration.
Right.
You could never charge enough to make it so that we all as full-time employees could make a living
Right.
doing this job.
Right. And I think that's probably because there's so many other components to putting on an event that maybe people don't think of,
Right.
right? When it comes to, getting the umpires, in your case, the officials, or the other costs of bringing in the vendors,
Right.
right?
Right.
So how did you shift your mindset then, I guess, from the company, from, registration only being your form of revenue to then looking at the other components such as hotels and activating that?
I would say, so when you look at the lodging component,
Mhm.
we are a stay to play company. We have very few events that we don't stay to play.
Right.
And so that was a mindset change to our customer.
Okay.
Right. So that was a battle for us. We still battle it, but it was probably a 3 to 4 year moment. And I think we were probably one of the first to do it
Okay.
at the scale that we did it at.
Right. Yep.
And just always taking the opportunity to talk to the customer. And I'm not saying that's not on email,
Yeah.
right? Is
Yeah.
pick up the phone
Yeah.
and explain to the customer what we were doing and why we did it.
Okay.
I can't speak for other organizations, but for Triple Crown,
Yeah.
it was important to us when we went into a community like Steamboat,
Yep.
where, we roll in for 2 weeks and all of a sudden the rates for these hotel properties went up like $200 a night.
Right.
Right? That was not what we wanted for our customer.
Exactly.
So that was part of the reason we did it, was to protect our customer. And then of course it protected us
Right.
also.
100%.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's something that I work with a lot of partners on, and that piece of teams view it as I'm being forced to do something,
Yep.
but having to educate first the partner and then the
Yep.
team of all the other reasons why a state of play scenario works and how it's working to protect that team.
Right. And their benefit.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
The major event that I run is in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
And, there's nice properties in Myrtle Beach and there are some not so nice properties in Myrtle Beach. And
Yeah.
when you have a team come, it is their first opportunity to see what Triple Crown is, right? When they
Right.
land, they get to their hotel, that's their first moment. And if it's a negative experience, right? And I do not control hotels. I tell my customer
Right.
that all the time.
Right.
But that's going to be the complaint I'm going to get. Like, I'll never play Triple Crown again because,
Right.
this hotel.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so I always try to tell a customer, like, at least if you choose a property that we're part of,
Mhm.
and you get there and you're not having a good experience, like, we have some resources now that we can help you
Right.
as a customer to go to another property, maybe find you another room.
Yeah.
But when you stay on a property outside of what we have any control over, you're on your own.
Right.
And
Exactly.
It's horrible.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of cool with our partnership over the last now year and a half, right? Going on 2 years, which is amazing. Is how closely aligned we are of the hotels being that crucial piece to the overall event experience.
Yep.
Something we always talk about internally is they could win the tournament, but if they had a bad experience at the hotel, that's the thing they're going to remember.
Yep.
And like you said, it impacts your brand of people coming back, and it impacts the hotel experience, EventConnect brand as well. So it's something that we're, I know, working closely together, very aligned on of how we embody that for your events.
Right. And I would agree. Our partnership has really grown, and now we know you guys. Like Owen is my person who I spend the most time with, right?
Yeah.
He always answers my emails, my text, phone call, whatever. Right. And that's important to me.
Right. That's awesome. So speak to the technology component a bit more on your state of play. How do you feel the technology helps implement that part of the business and grow it?
Yeah, so starting out, when we first started the state of play, we manually had to do all of that, right? So it was like as me, Carrie, the tournament director, did on an Excel spreadsheet, or pencil and pen, or pencil and paper, however that worked. Now, really, I get an email.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. And it's really easy for me to go in to, like, if I have a customer that's looking for a hotel property, right?
Yep.
I can go to that team. I can find them. I can upload a link to them.
Right.
If they're having problems, it's not me anymore that has to call the hotel, right? I send that to you guys, and your team takes care of that for me.
Right.
So it's streamlined. It's simple.
Yep.
Not perfect.
Yep.
But
always, but
we're getting so much better at that.
Right. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Looking at the data that you've probably now had access to in the EventConnect system, explain to me kind of before you were working with us, how you use data, and now how you use it once you've been working with the system.
So again, prior to working with you guys, I was in charge. Like, I'd get back from an event, and I would have to go through and put on a spreadsheet the hotels I worked with and the sales manager, right? And then I would invoice them.
Okay.
So that information came back to me.
Yep.
I gave it to accounting.
Right.
And so, who knows? It wasn't accurate. We know that. We probably in our time frame have lost thousands, 10,000s, whatever dollars because we did not do that correctly. So now the data comes through. It's not only good from an accounting standpoint, right? Because we know ahead of time what our collection is going to be. Cash flow is important in our world.
Sure.
So we know when that's coming in. For me, my partnerships with my sports tourism group, that piece comes in, and I can just shoot that right to my tourism people, right? It lets them know that we're performing the way that we're supposed to.
Right.
So, and that's important for me in Myrtle Beach because we get funding it's not necessarily based on that, but it helps continue our relationships
100%.
with them based on that, because it's accurate and it's true, and I'm not just making stuff up.
No, and I think from, like, Myrtle Beach is a great example where it's a destination market. There's so many other things going on in the market. You running a premier event, you obviously want to bring it to the market when everyone else wants to go.
Right.
But being able to work with the CVB, the hotels, you need that data to help you grow your event, right?
Right. And to let us, we want to continue. That's one thing that Triple Crown has always strived for. When we pick a location, we're not a one and done. Right. This is when we take the time, we take the effort, the resources to get ourselves into that market, it's a 10, 20, 25-year relationship. So that's how we prove to them that we're performing.
Right. Very cool. So I know coming to the end of the year, everyone's kind of setting their goals and sights for next year. We were talking earlier on some of the cool things you're working on. Is there any big projects that you could share that you're excited about?
For me, so we've been working on the TC series. And what the TC series is our way of, we used to be franchising. So instead of franchising, we'll do the TC series, which is the U-Trip model, right?
Yeah,
where you have different tournament providers in different parts of the country that run tournaments. But now instead of running it under like a U-Trip umbrella or a USA umbrella, they'll run it under the Triple Crown series umbrella. Yeah, so I'm going to be taking that on starting. I'm doing it right now, but I think
Yeah.
it's more official on January 1st.
Okay. Very exciting.
So that's going to be exciting. It's going to
Awesome.
be a lot of work for everybody involved, but
Sweet.
it's going to be good for Triple Crown brand because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
going to get us in front of a customer that we don't necessarily have
Right.
the opportunity
Right.
to put our face in front of, and I think it's really going to help grow
Very
Triple Crown
cool.
Sports.
Fantastic. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we're excited.
Anything you can speak to with regards to the staff? You mentioned that you work with Owen a lot.
Yeah.
So any funny stories or cool stories working with the EventConnect team over the last couple of years?
Oh gosh, I think COVID,
Yeah.
right? The whole COVID moment,
That was wild.
and we'd get on Zoom with you guys,
Yeah.
and just the different backgrounds you all would have. It'd be
Okay,
like, oh,
okay.
so where are
Yeah.
where are you now? And the first time we actually saw your offices,
Right.
right? Because we
Right,
didn't
yeah.
see a true office from you guys.
Well, I
'Cause
mean,
you
yeah,
all worked
we were all
remotely for a
hidden in our
while.
bedrooms for
Yeah.
so long, but
Yeah.
no, those funny different backgrounds, and I remember it'll be 2 years this January now where we started working with all your tournament directors directly,
Yeah.
and we went from like one Zoom call a week to 8 to 10 Zoom calls a
Yeah.
week, and almost feeling like I was wearing the Triple Crown logo and you were wearing the EventConnect logo because we were talking so much. So that was really cool to see that partnership and relationship grow so quickly for both of us.
Yeah. Yeah. I know from a Triple Crown standpoint and from mine, you guys have been just fantastic to work with. And
Awesome. Likewise.
I think that our partnerships are only going to grow and get stronger.
Exactly.
So-
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, really appreciate you taking the time to talk to
Oh,
us,
you're welcome.
Carrie.
Thank
and
you guys.
Let's
This is
enjoy the
fun.
rest of the show.
I will. You too.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.